And as you're setting up your space, your little nest, maybe pause for a moment and listen into your body. Does what you're doing feel good? Or are there any small adjustments you could make to elevate your experience of comfort here? Once you feel settled, take a few moments to just transition into this practice. Sometimes a few deep breaths might help with this, breathing in through your nose and then sighing through an open mouth. And gently welcoming yourself into this practice, a practice of listening. So take 3 or 4 breaths and pour your attention into your physical body. How is your physical body showing up tonight? Now, 3 or 4 breaths, paying attention to your emotional state. What's your mood like? Now you could take the escalator or the elevator up, arriving in the realm of the mind. You could imagine looking around inside your mind like a dome, a planetarium, and really just like no big deal. Notice the state of your thoughts. Is it cramped and crowded or open, spacious, somewhere in between? And then, as if you could pour your attention like water, let your attention seep down from your mind through your body and your energy, emotions. And simply notice what it feels like to be you right now. Invite the soft glow of your attention to notice your breath, and not as a thought, and not so much as a witness, but as a resident. What does it feel like tonight to inhabit your breath? Move in. Maybe even a little playful or curious like a kid. Hello, breath. What you doing tonight? And you might get just a very kind of simple, intuitive sense that on the exhales, there's a downward flow of energy. It's kind of a settling, grounding. If it feels okay, join with your exhales and follow the energy down, back. You let the top of the body rest into the back of the body. Exhaling, feel the surfaces beneath you. And as you continue to exhale, invite your attention to seep down through the blankets, the supports, through the floor, like it's the most natural thing in the world. Your attention flows down through your building. And if you're not feeling this, no big deal. Just like the most sincere pretending. Attention now seeping into the earth. As I do this, I almost feel an ah. And notice how this earth energy greets you. Notice how the earth is supporting you. And some of you might even get the sense that the energy of the earth starts rising up, as if you had roots into the earth, the energy like nutrients starts rising up to meet you. And to whatever extent is available and interesting tonight, give your weight to this ground. Give your body to gravity. Welcome in any sense of your inner resource. It's a felt sense of ease, okayness. Could be as simple as feeling your next exhale or affirming the supports beneath you. You could welcome in a memory of a time you felt nurtured, supported, okay. And know there's nothing to force here. It's a very gentle inquiry. Some of you might feel this sense of okayness blossom. And for others, it might feel very far away. That's okay too. I'll likely mention it again, but even if I don't, you're always welcome to let go of my words and return to cultivating this sense of inner resource, this inner ease or sense of okayness. And we'll invite it to flow along with us as we continue practice. It's almost like an underground river. It's always here, even if we're not paying attention to it. And welcoming your practice to be very easy, very simple. Noticing whatever's present. Invite attention to land at your mouth. What do you notice first? Lips, teeth, gums maybe? You feel moisture or dryness. What happens if you open to the sense of taste? Feeling your tongue. And then perhaps sensing the whole mouth, a radiance of sensation, tingling, shimmering. alive. Attention moves to the ears, the curves of the outer ears. Can you feel the hallways of the inner ears? Perhaps open. What do you hear? Can you welcome sound as almost a texture of vibration? Not so interested in the content, more interested in hearing, receiving. Attention floats or flows to the nose. And hear the breath again. Can you feel it here? Inviting any aromas that are in the room to come to you. Now notice your eyes. The eyeballs, two orbs floating, light. You feel back behind the eyes and just a bit above, spacious, open. And very little effort, even with the eyes closed. Softly gaze at the eyelids, a soft velvet darkness. Just receiving sight. And now feel your forehead smooth. Opening your senses. And let them remain as open as feels comfortable. Feel your scalp. Maybe let it release, relax. Feel that relaxation flow down your neck. Feel inside the throat, the walls of the throat, smooth, long, like tulip petals. Feel your collarbones. how almost like water slides, they send attention into the shoulders. Feel the curve of your shoulders. And then sense inside the upper arms, the bone, down into the elbows. Sensation enlivens almost by itself. Can you feel your forearms wake up? The little bones in the wrist. Can you feel the very center of your palms? Some of you might feel a warmth or almost a buzz or a hum here. Streams of sensation flowing through the fingers, currents. Listening from the inside, feel both arms and hands. And then making sure not to take yourself too seriously. Feel your torso. Can you feel the basket of your ribs? Do they move as you breathe? On the front of the torso, can you feel the place where it moves from rib cage to softness? You sense the belly button. And then let attention sink back. Feel the center of the belly. Letting it be as open, soft, supple as is comfortable tonight. Welcome the belly to soften under your gaze. Soften around the breath. And can you feel all the way to the base of the torso? Maybe here too a hum, a vibration. Feel your pelvis. And then as if the long bones of the legs were magnets, let your attention seep into the bone. And some of you might sense something very old here, or heavy like the earth. What do your kneecaps feel like tonight? Feel the curve of your lower legs. And see how you're met by sensation in the arches of your feet, a tingle. And then the toes want to be seen and felt too. Feel the toes, the very tips of the toes, and the spaces between the toes. Let your brain rest back. Let your eyes rest back. Feel the whole body. Like a warm ocean, undulation of sensation. Some of you might sense how the body is opening out beyond the skin boundaries into a field of perceiving, receiving, listening. And welcome your attention to gently shine on your breath. And then really shift from visualizing or witnessing the breath into embodying the breath. And let your attention land at your low belly. And notice the rise and fall of your abdomen. As you inhale, allow the belly to rise up toward the ceiling. And as you exhale, invite the belly to release back. Inhales, belly gently rises without strain. And just let the exhale slide out. Feel the belly settle. And if it feels okay tonight, begin to count the breath. You count down the exhales starting at 7. So it might sound like 7, exhaling, belly relax. And then you just inhale. 6, exhale, belly release. 5, exhale, relax. And continue on your own. If you lose count or come to 1, just start again at 7. It's very likely that your mind will wander, you'll get distracted. It's not a big deal. Just super laid back, put the thought down, come back to the breath. Might happen once, might happen 100 times, doesn't matter. Long, smooth exhales. And at some point, just let the counting naturally fade away like a flower blossom in a gentle wind. And notice what's here now. The practice may have left a subtle fragrance. Noticing emotions that might be sailing through. You don't have to do anything with them. You just acknowledge them. And notice if there are thoughts here that want your attention. And then set your attention free. It's like opening the windows and the doors. You let attention move through your experience like a soft, warm breeze. And just really curious, maybe even willing to be surprised. See if there are any glimmers of happiness, of pleasure, a little hum of okayness. And you might even help this along by bringing to mind something that brings you happiness. Singing in the car to your favorite song, or seeing a purple sunset. Maybe it's kissing someone you find attractive and love. And notice how you might begin to feel a heat or warmth in the heart or in the belly. welcoming in happiness, joy, pleasure. And you might start to feel a tingle in the body, an energy of aliveness, like a hum. And you could imagine you have a dial on this, like a volume dial. You could turn it up or turn it down. But if you want, just turn it up to your comfort. Maybe a feeling of giddiness, like snow is softly falling on your insides, but it's made of gold glitter. Or champagne bubbles. Effervescing in your heart. And if you want to edge the volume up, you could maybe get to joy, even a touch of bliss. The taste of watermelon in your mouth or honey, something sweet. Notice a sense of brightness, of light. You might even feel as though you're floating gently, weightless. And notice how you can invite this energy down into the arms, the legs. You can welcome it to spill into the space around you. The air around you begins to shimmer. And aliveness here. And then imagine you could just pull a small drain plug in your feet. And let this exuberant energy drain out to your comfort. Some of you, as you do this, will get a sense of openness, like the sense of a horizon line in the desert. Very vast. Very empty. And notice that there is a stillness waiting here for you, welcoming you. Doesn't matter if your mind is busy or if your brain doesn't understand. There is a dark, quiet stillness just beneath it. Just rest here for a minute or two. And from this still, quiet place, listen into your heart, the center of your chest. What is your heart longing to bring forward? How is life wanting to live through you? Maybe there's a word or an image, or maybe there's just spaciousness. But keep coming back. keep coming back to the heart. It's an internal compass. And as you're ready, begin to welcome in deeper, fuller breath. Some of you might sense how this vast stillness begins to take shape, puts on the clothes of skin and bones. Breath and body. How you are a manifestation of this stillness in motion. How it's always with you. Welcoming yourself back into the night. The eyes open like Max in Where the Wild Things Are. Your room will reappear, walls, doors. Thank you each for your practice. It really is an honor and a blessing to be in mammal form with all of you, walking this earth school incarnation. And that deep listening will open you into the truth of what you are. In each and every moment. It fills me with so much wonder and delight. Blows my mind every time. So class is officially over, but I just want to say some of you might get the sense of how that dark, deep void meets a spark of life, and you can feel the becoming of life into the void, and how the void receives each moment with openness infinitely. It's very subtle, but it's all around you. When you feel into timelessness, you can feel infinite sparks, infinite births of the moment happening simultaneously in you. I think I stopped making sense about 20 minutes ago. Oh, friends, it's like eternal, the eternal now, and this never-ending dance of nothingness. It really is amazing. So your homework, if you choose to accept it, is to really practice listening like a little child. It's amazing how your attention wakes up the energy body and opens the physical body. And if you've ever watched kids listen, like little kids on the edge of their seat, just so free with their emotional response to the moment, practice that. Just let yourself be taken by the moment. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's like you listen to your arms and they come alive. There's so much delight in that. Like you could just let yourself be amazed and delighted like a little child, just full of wonder. And the aliveness in you will meet you. It's a good life. All right, friends, I hope you have a happy new year. Homework part 2, listen to your heart. It's like an internal lie detector compass all rolled into one. And if you're not into listening to your heart because that doesn't feel good, then maybe somewhere deeper, like a wellspring deep in the belly. All right. Buenas noches, mammals. Much love to you. Blessings in the new year. Yes, Sarah Sponda. Yes. Good night, friends.